Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you today a homeschool art program that we have been trying out for the upcoming school year. If you have been following us for any length of time, you know that art has been something that we have struggled with in our homeschool, which was frustrating to me, being that my undergraduate degree was in fine art. However, I did not feel confident teaching art to my kids, and so I have really been on the hunt for a program that I could stream on the computer. I didn't want DVDs or live classes. I needed something affordable and that used really basic supplies. So I was looking through Rainbow Resource one night and I came across a program called Atelier Art. I started looking at level 4 because it covered ages 7 to 11. My kids are 7 and 10. They had both a complete program and an enriched program. Both of the programs include 20 lessons. But the enriched program has an added Great Masters virtual museum that you can view on the computer and discussion guides to go along with those works of art. It looked great to me. The problem was I couldn't find a lot of information, reviews from families who had used it. So I checked out the creator's website. It's called artsattack.com. And I reached out to them and asked if they would give me access to some of the lessons, if I would make a video about my experience. So that is what this is. Please note that I was under no obligation to make a positive review. However, spoiler alert, our experience was a positive one. So there are 20 lessons in these levels. We did module A, which had 5 lessons in it. We've done 4 of the 5 lessons so far. You can purchase this from Rainbow Resource or you can purchase it through artsattack.com. Now, the one nice thing about doing it through artsattack.com is if you want to just try one module, like the first 5 lessons, you can do that. On Rainbow Resource, you have to buy the whole package. So you could purchase and do one module, like in this case, we did module 4A. And if you really liked it, you could then go back and buy the other modules. Or if you didn't like it, you're only out $50 instead of $150 or, more. So what I am showing you here is there is a whole written out lesson plan. We did not use those. You could use that lesson plan and institute this lesson without the video at all. I didn't use the written lesson plan. We just watched the video and it was perfect. But there is a lesson plan with everything if you wanted to teach it without the video. There's also some student pages that give some vocabulary that will be used in the lesson and just some evaluation questions you can ask or the student can ask when they're done creating the work, which is nice. They also show a scope and sequence. There's the actual video lesson itself, which you'll see little clips of. I'm going to show you my kids doing some of the lessons, and at the very end I'll show you some of their completed work as well. But there is a parent handbook, which is really helpful. It goes through, I think the scope and sequence is in here, but it goes through a lot of the background of the program and the different components and things like that. So that's helpful to read through some of the art concepts that are going to be taught. So that's there for you to reference as well. I'm going to show you the supply lists. The supplies were really, really basic. The only thing we didn't already have on hand when we started these was larger size white paper, and honestly you could just adapt it and use smaller size paper, but I really appreciated that I didn't have to go buy special items to do the projects. So it is also nice to know ahead of time the lesson objectives so you can make sure your kids are focused on the right things. And then here are the art prints that were included in this module, and they're beautiful, great quality. And then there's also it's going to take me a minute to find it, but there are some discussion guides. It gives you a little bit of information about the artist and then some information about the actual artwork. And then there are discussion questions that you can use with your students while you are looking at the artwork. So I think, yeah, here we have those right here. So this is their little study guide. There's one to go with each of the artworks that are included in this particular module. All right, I'm going to share some video clips now of my kids doing some of the projects. They really enjoyed them. They were not overly frustrating to them. They learned a lot, and I did some of the lessons with them as well, but it was just perfect for us. It was just the right amount, and I like that we can fit them in when it works for us to fit them in. And my kids were really proud of the work that they did when we were done. So I'm going to share some of those clips with you here, and then at the end I'll show you up close of some of their final products of what they created.
Yellow and blue. For motivation, collect artworks and pictures of hot air balloons. Today, we're going to review the color wheel. And while we're reviewing the color wheel, we're going to paint hot air balloons. One might have a zigzaggy design, and see how it's going between big red dot on the number 4, like so. Did you rinse your brush really good? Purple or violet? Those colors are called complementary colors. And when you put them next to each other, like if you decide to put them next as you can see, the subject is clowns, but the lesson is about a lot more. Center of our strip of paper, you're going to make a square about that big with just your pure color. Okay?
That my kids completed in the lessons that we did. We've done 4 out of 5 so far for the module that we have. The first project they did was painting these hot air balloons, and the focus on this was like a 2-parter. They did a color wheel, and then they did these hot air balloons, and the focus was really on like complementary colors and things like that. They actually did this one twice, I think. They did it once with acrylics, and then they did it once with watercolors just because they wanted to. So that was a really fun one. The next one that we did was this contour line drawing, doing like blind contour. There was like a little activity, and then this was like our actual project. And so this was fun. This was my daughter's, and that was my son's, and then I think I did one. Yeah, that was mine. So that one was a lot of fun and really, a really important skill to practice, I feel like. This one was cool too. This was really focused on seeing the shapes. So we set up a still life, they helped set it up, and then they really looked at the shape, and you had to tear the paper in the shape that you saw. And then they went in afterwards and put in the line details. So this one's my daughter's, my 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and this one is my 7-year-old's. And then the last one that we focused on tints and shades. They made, this was my son's, and they did clowns. So this picture my daughter did, and that's the one that my son did, and I absolutely love these. So this has been really, really great for us. One thing that we really appreciated that I don't know showed up in the clips that I shared was that the lessons, the video lessons were taught in a classroom, so you could see actual students working and you could see their work, and it was all age appropriate work, which I think is really important for kids to see, not just the instructor's artwork, but how their peers are also creating the work. So we really enjoyed that as well. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. We really enjoyed it.